Hey, it's Liam. Today is Friday, July 18th. It's about 11:15. Beach. I'm at the south part because the north end of the beach smells like sulfur. The tide is out, so the north side of the beach has a lot of seaweed on it, and it's just rotting, baking in the sun, which is wonderful. It makes the water up there like red tinged, so it's interesting when you're up there. But it's not a place I really want to hang out too much in it. But that's not what I want to talk about today. There's two things I want to talk about today, which are unrelated. So I'll talk about the first one first because I'm probably going to put it in the title. And after that, people are disinterested in the second part can just cut out. So, hey, it's Liam. And when I come to the beach, I have my earbuds in. Sometimes I take them out for the video. My old phone, sorry, shaky phone. The old phone, the video recorder wouldn't work. Like right now, it's playing music. So obviously, I walk for. Sorry, so much shaking. The soundtracks that I listened to last summer, there was a lot of the Batman video game, Batman films, and stuff like that. This year, there's two soundtracks, but are really the same thing. It's the Hogwarts Legacy video game soundtrack. The music is nice. The music is very along the lines that were established by John Williams, 20, 30 million years ago, however long ago he started the films. He did 3 of them. It really set the stage for what the themes were for magic in that world, and trumpets, chorals, lots of magic. It's very nice. I don't have the game. There are. I'm a Harry Potter fan, which makes the game a little icky for some of us. Only and specifically because of J.K. Rowling. She's a problem as people who get rich and forget their rich tend to become. She has now more money than brains. And whatever happened to her, whatever happened in the past, whatever part of her life, her upbringing or her formative years, or her early situations as a young parent, to then turn around and use that so harshly on other people that are struggling it's really makes you a shitty person. So the nature of the game kind of turns me off to that. But the notion that she didn't really have a big hand in it and it's just her own licensing agreement that she's making money off of, as opposed to the Fantastic Beasts films, which are weak. The game is really interesting. I find that I don't play the game, but I have seen lots of play videos of it. Enough to make me interested in the world and the lore and the story, but not enough to make me play it. The game is set 100 or so years before the Harry Potter stories, and obviously it's at the school, thus the name. And there's this kind of, the player is the main character, so that's great for the story, whereas the Harry Potter story, you watch Harry go through life and struggle with it. But as a proper video game, you are the character going through those struggles. And there's a lot of, because it's a video game and it has to occupy your time and check people's boxes for what video games should or should not do, there's a lot of uninteresting things about it. You have to learn spells that, as a Harry Potter fan, you already heard these spells before, for the most part. There's nothing new there. You watched Harry learn them on the films. You read about Harry reading them, read about Harry learning them when you read the book. And it's not really that interesting to go through that again. For a young person, I'm not a young person, for a young person just coming into the world of Harry Potter, it'll be interesting to them. So there's that. So that doesn't really interest me, but there's another part of the game that the character wanders around the school and steals from people. No matter how you want to play the game, you have to go around going to people's stuff and stealing their stuff, which I don't think was very interesting either. But that's, checking boxes for gameplay boxes. And another one is the the leveling up grind where you go and fight baddies, which is a video game thing again. That's good, but in terms of the story, it's kind of dumb that a student from the school is going out into fight gangs in the woods. The lands around the school are filled with gangs. Like, really? And they're all poachers. And then after you fight these poachers or other baddies, you go around and you poach animals yourself. So it's just kind of like, it doesn't make any sense. But the story, like parts of the story, I find interesting. I find the students that you meet, the other students are the start of interesting. The story can't really, obviously, the story of Sebastian Sallow is very compelling. Probably the most out of any of the side characters. This isn't a spoiler warning, but the nature of the ancient magic, which is alluded to but not described in the books and the films. It feels like it's a whole other fantasy world coming into the Harry Potter world, and that when you go into the ancient magic realms, it's like you've stepped into another fantasy quest. The Harry Potter world is very crumbly, but the environments for the ancient magic, the way up to them is crumbly, but once you pass the threshold and go into it, everything's a very shiny palace, and it could have been made by aliens. So I found that to be, and then I don't know how else they could have depicted it better, maybe this or that, but I was kind of underwhelmed by the perfectness of it in a world that the aesthetic is big scale. Hello, bird. The Harry Potter aesthetic is mossy, dingy, crumbly, rotting, something you don't get. But you probably noticed right away if you were there, there's probably a smell. Any of you that are kind of averse to smells. I am going to not talk about the second part is because I'm out to 7 minutes. It was a work-related thing. I can talk about it at a different time. So I have the Hogwarts Legacy soundtrack in my ears, still playing right now. 2 soundtracks, both of them are good. I was worried when I downloaded them that it was going to be the same soundtrack twice. You know, they have the different title card looking thing, but then it's the same. It's not the same music. There's different music. It's related. There's one of them has what's playing right now is the 4 houses separate. Each house had you go into the dormitories and each house has its own background music. So this half the soundtrack where this has each separate song, and then the other soundtrack has them kind of glommed into a single track. The tracks are mostly 3 minutes long, so that's nice. They don't overstay their welcome. Some really fun ones. The House Cup is a good one. Tribute is a good one. Everybody Grab Your Rooms is a good one. Soaring Above Hogwarts is a good one. Ragnar's Rage is an exciting one, but it kind of doesn't climax because it is a gameplay music, and the gameplay has to loop without the climax because it's however long it takes you to play that round or that level is how they can't really score it like a typical beginning, middle, and end kind of music. So the rest I'll let you explore on your own. Another favorite of mine, I say I'm gonna let you explore the rest and I tell you. There's a coastal one, which I like some of the themes in that one. So you can go and check those out. I know by just even downloading the soundtrack that Rowling gets a thing from it. It is what it is. If I was to download the game now, it would be at a discount and she wouldn't get her, whether she gets the piece of the download or what, I don't know. You can only play that game so much, but actually playing the game itself doesn't interest me at this point. Not knowing the story specifically from gameplay allows me to listen to the music and just imagine it. Use my own imagination to think of the world and the experience of the characters in it. But if you like the games, you play the games, download the game. If you don't have any qualms about Rowling, then good for you. Oh, I'm coming up on 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Hey, thanks for watching. This has been Liam from Bay State.